Hi everyone, and welcome back to Tech Curiosity Stream. It's great to have you here. This is the channel where we dive deep into the tech that shapes our world, breaking it down in a way that everyone can understand. We're all about feeding that curiosity, asking the big questions, and exploring the innovations that are quietly changing everything behind the scenes. If you're passionate about technology, or even just a little bit curious about how things really work, you are definitely in the right place. We peel back the layers on complex topics, from the smartphone in your pocket to the invisible forces powering the internet itself. Today, we're tackling a topic that might sound a little technical at first, but I promise you, it's a game changer. It's one of those acronyms you might have seen floating around the tech world, PaaS. That's PaaS. It stands for Platform as a Service, and it's fundamentally reshaping how software is built and deployed all across the globe. Before we jump into the deep end, I've got a quick favor to ask. If you enjoy learning about technology and want to stay updated on our latest explorations, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the notification bell right next to it. Imagine you're a brilliant chef with an amazing new recipe, but before you can even start cooking, you have to build your own kitchen from scratch. You'd need to lay the foundation, install the plumbing, set up the gas lines, and buy every single appliance. It would take forever, right? PaaS is like being handed the keys to a state-of-the-art, fully equipped kitchen where all you have to do is focus on what you do best, cooking your incredible dish. A good PaaS offering includes a whole suite of tools that are essential for modern software development. This starts with the operating system, which is managed for you. PaaS solutions typically come with development tools, database management systems, and business intelligence services, all integrated into the platform. The platform often provides it with the click of a button. It might offer popular databases like PostgreSQL or MySQL ready to go. PaaS sits right in the middle of these two. It gives developers control over the things they care about most, the application itself and the data. You write the code. You design the user experience. You decide what features to build. You manage your own data. It means a developer can come up with an idea for a new social media app on Monday, start coding it on the PaaS platform on Tuesday, and potentially have a working prototype ready to show people by Friday. Your car is a great example of abstraction. You just turn a key, press a pedal, and steer the wheel. You don't need to understand the intricate details of internal combustion, the transmission gears, or the electrical system to drive. This abstraction is achieved through a layered architecture. At the very bottom, you have the physical hardware, the actual servers, hard drives, and network cables sitting in massive data centers owned by the PaaS provider. On top of that virtualization layer sits the platform itself. This is the real heart of PaaS. This layer includes the operating system, which the provider keeps updated and secure. The workflow is actually incredibly streamlined and elegant. It typically starts with the developer writing code on their own computer, just like they always would. The developer finishes their code and then, with a single command, something as simple as git push, they send their code up to the PaaS provider. This single action kicks off a whole automated sequence. The platform receives the new code, recognizes what language it's written in, and automatically begins the process of building and deploying it. This is where the true superpower of PaaS shines brightly. PaaS platforms are built for elasticity. This means they can automatically scale your application's resources up or down based on real-time demand. When it sees that traffic spike, it automatically and almost instantly provisions more resources to handle it. Your users experience a smooth, fast service, and you might not even know it happened until you check the logs later. This is called auto-scaling, and it means you only ever pay for the exact amount of computing power you are actually using at any given moment. The first, and honestly, arguably most significant advantage is a massive increase in speed and efficiency. In the fast-paced world of technology, speed is everything. The ability to take an idea from a concept to a live product quickly can be the single biggest factor in its success. PaaS acts like a powerful accelerator for the entire development lifecycle. Instead of spending weeks or months just building the kitchen, PaaS lets developers walk into a fully prepped, ready-to-go environment. This means they can start coding on day one. Building and maintaining your own on-premise infrastructure is incredibly expensive. It starts with the massive upfront capital expenditure of buying physical servers, networking gear, and storage arrays. PaaS completely flips this financial model on its head. It shifts the spending from a huge upfront capital expense to a much more manageable and predictable operational expense. This pay-as-you-go model drastically lowers the barrier to entry for startups and small businesses. They don't need a huge pot of investor cash just to get their infrastructure off the ground. A third, often overlooked benefit of PaaS is its incredible ability to foster better collaboration among development teams, no matter where they are in the world. Because the platform is hosted in the cloud and accessible via the internet, it creates a single, centralized environment for the entire team. Changes made by one team member are instantly visible to everyone else. This transparency makes it easier to coordinate complex projects. The most significant and widely discussed concern is the issue of vendor lock-in. This is the big trade-off you make for all the convenience and speed that a PaaS provides. When you build your application on a specific provider's platform, you become deeply integrated with their specific tools, services, and APIs. Migrating a complex application from one PaaS provider to another, or moving it to your own infrastructure, can be incredibly difficult, time-consuming, and expensive. Another potential drawback of PaaS is a lack of deep control and customization compared to an IaaS or on-premise solution. The PaaS provider puts up guardrails to make the platform stable and easy to use, but those same guardrails can sometimes feel restrictive. For certain highly specialized use cases, particularly in scientific computing or high-performance systems, the one-size-fits-most approach of PaaS might not be the right fit. Security is another area where PaaS presents a trade-off. On one hand, PaaS providers invest enormous resources into securing their platforms. However, you are also placing a massive amount of trust in a third party. This shared responsibility model for security requires careful understanding. Some industries with extremely strict data residency or compliance regulations may find that using a public PaaS is not an option. Let's talk about how PaaS has been a complete game changer for startups. Imagine small teams, sometimes just one or two people working out of a dorm room or a garage. In the pre-PaaS era, that idea would have likely died right there. The sheer cost and complexity of getting the necessary infrastructure up and running would have been an insurmountable wall. But with the rise of platforms like Heroku, suddenly these small teams were handed the keys to a world-class production environment on a pay-as-you-go basis. They could then iterate incredibly quickly based on real user feedback, pushing out updates multiple times a day. This agility was their secret weapon. Massive global enterprises are also enthusiastically adopting PaaS to solve some of their biggest challenges. These companies often have hundreds, if not thousands, of different applications running, many of which are old, clunky, and incredibly difficult to update. For example, a major airline might use a PaaS to build a new mobile booking app. By leveraging the platform's built-in services for databases, push notifications, and analytics, their team can develop and launch the app in a fraction of the time. It's like giving a giant cruise ship the ability to turn like a speedboat. Ultimately, PaaS helps these large enterprises break down internal silos and modernize their entire approach to software development. So, we have been on quite a journey together through the world of platform as a service. We started with a simple question. What is this PaaS thing, really? We demystified it using the rented kitchen analogy, seeing it as the perfect middle ground that lets developers focus purely on their craft, writing amazing code. This fundamental shift from managing infrastructure to creating applications is what makes it so incredibly powerful. It's a concept that has truly democratized software development. Now, my goal with this video wasn't just to give you a bunch of facts and definitions. It was to spark your curiosity. So here is my challenge to you. The next time you use your favorite app, whether it's for ordering food, listening to music, or connecting with friends, take a moment to think about what might be powering it behind the scenes. If you're a developer or aspiring to be one, I challenge you to go one step further. Try taking a small project, even a simple Hello World application, and deploy it using one of these platforms. If you enjoyed this video and got some value from it, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Your support is the fuel that keeps Tech Curiosity Stream running, and I am incredibly grateful for every single view, like, and subscription. See you in the next video. Until then, stay curious.